So good evening, everyone. As all of you know, this is a final session before the prelims. So tomorrow we won't be having any session. But the most important thing, I did not want this session to be something very general, wherein I just tell you, you have to do well, you have to eat this food, you have to do this, like all the general sessions which happens in YouTube. And you know that I am more of a no-nonsense person and I don't randomly say things as well. So let us dive very deeper into the same. And one thing I want to say in this session is to prepare yourself for whatever may happen. Right. As you know, just like we had the 2023 paper, which was something out of the box. Also 2025 as well, UPSC have introduced the statement 3 based assertion questions and everything. So I just want you to prepare for all the contingencies that may arise in day after tomorrow's paper. Okay. Now, first and foremost thing, what are the 3 different type of contingencies that you have to prepare? Right. Now, the first one is the pre-exam thing. The second one is what you have to do during the exam. And the final thing is what you have to do after the exam. Right. Now, first of all, coming to the pre-exam. Now, one thing you have to keep in your mind is that, okay, you have to decide the number of attempts before the exam only. Okay. Matlab kya hai? Are you going to attempt all the questions? Are you going to attempt only the 50-50 ones and the patterns? Or are you going to attempt all the 1/3? That means if you're able to eliminate a single option from a question, are you going to attempt that? Okay. Have this preconceived mind on what you're going to do in the exam day. Because, if you're not decided, if you don't decide it tomorrow, in the exam hall, you will always be in a double-minded. Should I go for the same? Should I increase my attempt? Now, what should I do? I have reached my 1/3. So you will never be decisive then. So therefore, first of all, decide what is going to be attempt. Okay. Now, how should you decide the same? It depends on how your past performance was. Right. How should you decide your attempts? Now, you must have given ITNA open mock test, right, and all the sectional tests, right? Now, the attempt should be decided on the basis of your third round accuracy and also on the basis of your intuitions. Now, let's say, for example, if you have really good intuitions, okay, and when you attempt the same, out of the 10 questions that you don't have any idea, and if you're getting more than 25% accuracy in the same, or if you're getting close to 3 or 4 questions correct, now what does that mean? That means that your intuitions are good. That means that you are a person of very good luck. Now, how should your attempt be in the actual paper? In case of your third round, if you don't have any idea regarding the stain, फिर भी आपको 25% की ऊपर accuracy आ रहा है. So what should be your attempt? Anyone? You can say here. What should be your attempt in case if you're getting more than 25% accuracy or more than 30 to 40% accuracy in your third round? You should be going for almost all the questions, right? But in case if your accuracy is a bit less, in case if you don't have any idea regarding the same, and if you're attempting 10 questions and only 2 is getting correct, and it has been the same for the past all of the open test and everything. So what do? We should not be attending any question in which you don't have any idea, and only you should be attending those questions which you are able to eliminate at least one of the option. Okay, this is a very basic thing. So decide that whether my intuitions are good. If your intuitions are not good, then you should not be attempting all the 100 questions. Okay, so have a preconceived mind before going to the exam hall what my attempt will actually look like. Okay, now the second most important thing, what should you do in case of all these things? Now, will I go with the pattern? Will I go with 5/3 in case of doubt? Will I go with 6/4? Will I go with 7/5? Some of you might be thinking that, sir, in case of YouTube, all the videos are available there. Almost all the academies have started putting their videos in YouTube. So UPSC might be listening to the same. UPSC might have watched all these videos. So therefore might be going against the pattern, right? If you have this doubt, you will become very indecisive in the exam hall, right? So have this preconceived mind on what you're going to do. In my opinion, you should definitely be going with the pattern. Now, second one, what should you do with the government ministries in case of a doubt? You have tried to counter the same. You are not able to counter. Now, in the final instance, what should you do? In my opinion, you should be taking it as correct for the fact that in 2025, UPSC have taken it correct. If you have a very basic idea regarding all the ministries, and if you're not able to counter it by using a better ministry, you should be taking it as correct. What should you do with a database question? Go with common sense. Try to multiply it by 2, divide it by 2, put additional zeros, subtract zeros. If you're not able to counter the same, so what do? Have this preconceived mind what you're going to do. In my opinion, take it correct. And also have a preconceived mind and what CSAT topics we should definitely ignore. That is the most important thing. When you see a permutation question, should you attempt that? No. When you see a ratio proportion question, should you attempt that? No. When you see a divisibility question, okay, fine, I'm very well prepared in divisibilities, therefore I should attempt the same. And also one more thing, when you reach the exam center before, at least 1 hour you have to reach there, okay? Don't interact with random people, okay? So some of them might be chilling, some of them might be revising, some of you might be asking you very stupid questions. Have you revised this? Have you revised that and everything? So never ever talk with anyone in the during the. Just be calm. In my opinion, you don't have to revise anything during the last moment because it will give you an anxiety when you are looking the paper and when you're looking at something. And if you feel that, you will feel that, okay, fine, I don't remember anything. Wo feel aayega in the morning. So better not to revise anything. Just go with a very calm mind because calmness is the most important key. If you're calm, if you're not stressed, then you will be able to apply all your elimination techniques. Right. Now, second most important thing, always be prepared for the worst, okay? Always be prepared for the worst and plan for the worst as well. Okay, have this preconceived idea on what you're going to do in the exam hall. So if you plan actually for each and every contingencies that is going to happen, then you will never panic. That's the most important thing, okay? So what leads to stress and panic? Lack of planning leads to the same. So therefore, plan for all the scenarios and contingencies. Now, what are the different scenarios? First of all, let me tell you, UPSC may introduce new patterns. Actually, in the open test, there was this exactly 2 statements, exactly 3 statements and everything, right? That was one of the question introduced in CAPF. So maybe UPSC can introduce that. Have this mind that, okay, fine, UPSC may introduce that. And the second one is the lack of attempts will make you stress and the time management, which we will be diving deeper. Okay. So in my opinion, let me tell you, these are the 3 different patterns that UPSC have introduced in 2025. This can increase. Okay. Maybe UPSC can ask the economy-based questions, the calculation-based questions minimal. Maybe they can ask about fiscal deficit. Sorry, they can ask about the calculation of GDP. Maybe they can ask about the calculation of balance of payment or current account or capital account or anything. They can ask more number of statement and assertion-based questions, 3 based questions. And also they can ask about more number of 3 pattern or 3 column-based questions. So what I'm saying is never panic because UPSC have this habit, right? In the previous attempt, they will be introducing like 1 to 2 questions. And in the next year, they will increase the number of that particular pattern. So these pattern-based questions can increase, okay? There is a possibility, always be prepared for that. And the next set of things that you have to prepare is, these are the different questions, right? Now, all of you will have a different time management strategy, right? Some of you might be taking like 1 hour for 1 hour for the first round, 1 hour 15 minutes for the first round. Now have this in your mind or prepare for what will happen or what should be your course of action even if your time management exceeds by 10 minutes. Now what should you do? For example, your usual first round is 1 hour 15 minutes. What should you do if you take 1 hour 25 minutes for the same? Now the basic thing is always remember if you're someone who does the paper in 3 rounds, okay? And in case even if your first round time management exceeds by 10 minutes, what do? You don't have a 3rd round. You completely forget the same. The second most important thing is, if the time management exceeds by even 10 minutes, make sure that you mark all the answers that you marked in the question paper in the first round. Okay. So what does that mean? If your time management exceeds by close to 15 minutes, what do you understand? Maybe I won't have the time to attend the 100 questions. So what do? You have already ticked 97, 98 in the question paper. That's C. So you understand that maybe you won't have time to reach 98. So therefore, what do? You should never be, you should always mark that, right? So therefore, what do? After the first round is completed, in case if the time management doesn't go as you planned, mark all the 100% answer questions in the OMR first. and then you go for the second round, and don't go and parallelly do the same that like we usually do. If you're usually on the time management, then what you can do? You don't have to worry, you are in your time management, so therefore you can parallelly mark the same. 1 C, 2 B. But in case if it exceeds by even 10 minutes, mark everything in the OMR first, then go for the second round. Okay? And the second thing, increase your speed, right? So you have some kind of time management in your plan. Okay, I have 40 minutes and I have close to 80 questions to attempt. So therefore, in close to like 30 seconds, I have to attempt a question. And then you move accordingly. Okay. Now what will happen? Usually, let's say you are attempting close to 35 questions, but in the actual UPSC paper, you attempt only 10 to 15 questions in the first round. Now, what does that mean? It only means that it's not your fault. It only means that the paper is very, very hard. Now, what is the conclusion that you get from the same? If the paper is very hard for you, then the paper is very hard for everyone, right? So therefore, the cutoff will significantly reduce and therefore be calm. Okay? It's not really your issue. Everyone is going through a very hard paper. So therefore, the cutoff will significantly reduce. So therefore, be very calm. Okay. Now, what should you do in case the first 25 questions were very hard for you? What do you understand? You understand that, okay, fine, 25 questions were very hard in case of my set. So therefore, the next 75 questions will probably be on the easy to medium side. Okay, so therefore, don't get pressure or something. If the first 25 questions were correct, very hard, then the next 75 questions may be on the easy to medium side, because UPSC will always maintain that between 80 to 90 or 95 wahi hoga cutoff. Okay. And the opposite can also happen, okay? In case if the first 25 questions were very easy for you, that means that you don't get overjoyed, you don't get be overconfident or something, because the next 75 questions may be on the moderate to harder side. Okay, always be mindful of the same. And what if, the most important question, what if, let's say, for example, you're very hard in history, your hardest subject is history, and the first 10 questions that you got are from history or from the AMAC. Now, what do? Have this, prepare for this. There are two options that you can do. Either you start from the 11th question. Okay, leave the first 10 questions and start from the 11th question. Or what do? You don't give anything, you don't give a damn, and you go from 1 to 100. In my opinion, you should not be giving any damn. We should be going from 1 to 100. You can circle everything. Like I circled the climatology questions, okay, fine. You just circle the same, which you will attempt in the second round. But even if you want to keep it for the second round and you want to skip all the 10 questions, you can definitely do that as well. But have this plan of action in your mind. This is what I'm going to do when the history first 10 questions come, because your hardest portion is history. Clear, everyone? Now, the next thing, what should you do if you mark OMR incorrect in the attendance sheet? Now, let me tell you, if you're making incorrect in the attendance sheet, with that the invigilator comes and give it to you, there is no issue regarding the same. Okay, you can always use, the invigilator will give you the whitener. Okay, and you can first of all contact the invigilator in case of any issues, and the invigilator will either scratch the top surface off, or they will give you a whitener in order to make it in order for you to correct the same. Okay, but in case when you actually in the OMR, when you mark the answers, then you make it incorrect, then you cannot do anything. They won't give you the whitener. You cannot do anything. When you mark 2 OMRs correct, then when you mark B and C, let's say, for example, you incorrectly mark B and the answer was supposed to be C, then there is nothing that you can do. Just understand that there are other 99 questions which I can make it correct. So therefore, you move on. Okay, that's the only thing you have to do. The other thing, not getting answer to a very simple question. For example, in 2023, there was a question. The recommendation of the president, the constitutional amendment bill can only be introduced with the prior recommendation of the president. Now, when I attended 2023 paper, I was like, why don't I remember this? This was a very, very easy question. But I have this idea that, Sreejay, there are other 99 questions which is there. So don't get your ego come into play. You should not be spending close to 2 to 3 minutes for an easy question. Even if it's very, very easy. Even if it's regarding a money bill or a private member's bill, you should not be getting your ego come into play and think that, okay, fine, this is some question that I will definitely do. Only after this, I'll be moving on to the next question. No. ऐसा नहीं सोचना है. Maximum you can spend for a question is 1 minute or 45 seconds, after which you have to take the decision and you have to move on. So never let your ego come into play when you are dealing with a question from your favorite subject. Okay. Now, the last and most important thing, what happens if you black out? Now, let's hope that this doesn't happen. Let's say, for example, you're not getting the answers to the first incorrect questions, first 25 questions. That means the paper was very hard. Now, there are certain times you might feel headache, you might feel blank out or something. So what should you do? Take a deep breath, have some water, always carry water in transparent bottles, and start after 30 seconds, okay? You can fake your brain. Matlab here, you can count the number of windows there. You can count the number of chairs. You can look at your pen, made in Germany. Okay, fine, made in Germany. Okay, fine. But yeah, ऐसा कर सकता है, ठीक है? So just take 30 seconds off. You can close your eyes and do whatever. So take a deep breath whenever you feel very tensed. Okay, whenever you feel very tense, if you're not getting the answers, it means that the question paper is very hard. It's hard for everyone. And whenever you feel very tense, take a deep breath, have some water, just calm yourself. And you will be having certain mantras when you say to yourself, right? Like all is well or something like that. So just repeat that to yourself. Sreejay, all is well. There are other questions, 75 questions. You only need to get 60 correct. You will get 60 correct. ऐसा सोचना है. ठीक है? Now let me give you some last minute tricks and something. All of you might know this thing. First of all, in case of doubt, read the translations, okay? In case of any doubt, just read the translations. So for example, in 2023, when I attempted this question, you can see here in English, it is written Vattakiruttal, Vatta, because TTA will be read as Vatta, right? I was not able to get anything from the same Vattakiruttal. But when I read the Hindi one, it's called Vadakiruttal. And Vadakku in actually Dravidian language means north. Iruttal means to sit. So facing the north and to sit means in Kerala, we means to kill the person. So therefore, a king defeated in a battle committing ritual suicide, I got the answer. And what I'm saying is, in case of doubt, whenever these type of terms or something comes, read the Hindi translation, especially when any Sangam literature terms or something else come. In case of government schemes as well, you can read the same. Okay. The second one, always think why certain special characters are introduced. Okay, this is something I explained when I explained the 2024 question. So why do you think these apostrophes or something like this is introduced? Do you think UPSC will introduce something very randomly? Or else UPSC could have said South Africa or Namibia or maybe some other country, right? Why did UPSC introduce apostrophe or whatever this is called? Maybe to make the option very specific, right? So therefore, look for maybe certain spelling mistakes or maybe certain special characters. Maybe that can be the answer. I'm not saying they will be the answer or something. They can be the answer because it makes them very specific. Okay. Now coming on to the CSAT, all of you know that CSAT should be attempted in multiples of 4. There is no doubt regarding this thing. Let's say, for example, you attempt 36 questions. Sorry, you attempt 40 questions. 30 you got correct. 10 you got incorrect. You get 66 marks, right? And let's say 41st question you attempt and then you got it incorrect. You got it incorrect. Then you will reach close to 65 point something. So therefore you lost. But what if you get it correct? Then if 41 is correct, then 31 is incorrect, then you will get 69 marks, right? Do you need 69 marks? No, you only need 66.66, right? So therefore, you can randomly attempt 3 more questions. Even if all the above incorrect, you will get close to 66.666 once again. Okay, so always attempt in multiples of 4. Okay, and one more thing what you have to do is, you always stop at 1 hour 50. Okay, at exactly 4 hour 20 minutes or 4 hour 15 minutes before 15 or 10 minutes before the examination, you stop what you're doing. And then what do? You count the number of questions that you have attempted in the OMR. Okay, and you understood that I have only attempted 49. So therefore, what should I do? I should attempt 3 questions more. Now, if you have time with you, you read the question paper and then you attempt 3 more questions. Let's say you have only 2 minutes left. or 1 minute left, what do? You can't do anything, but still you have to attempt 3 more questions, right? So what should you do? You go with either C or D. Okay, so you can mark C, 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 or you can mark D, D, D. Because most number of times, if you actually look into the same, don't go and mark A, okay? A has been the answer least number of times in CSAT. 2025 pay only 12, 16, 22, 22, 2021 pay only 11 times. But mostly with respect to C and D, they have been very consistent. 24, 24, 18, 19, 25. So either go with C or D. In my opinion, you can go with C. Okay, so what do? You mark C, C, C in case you have attempted 49. If you attempted 50, what do? You go and mark 2 C's. Anywhere in the question paper, either 79 and 80 or 1, 2, kuch bhi. C marker, okay? Just to make sure you end in multiples of 4. This will help, okay? And the final thing, always go with your first intuition. Okay, let's say you took a final answer. You understood that. Okay, fine. Is I believe A is the answer. Okay, but don't go and change in the last moment and go and take it B. Okay, only change your answer if you find a better fact, or you think of a better fact, or you think of a better logic. If a better fact and better logic is not there, don't go and blindly change it to B. Okay, if you feel that A is the answer, and if you don't have any better fact or better logic, anything, always go with the intuition, okay? Because this is something that most of you would have observed, right? Whatever answer you are getting in the first instance may be the answer, right? So always go with the first intuition and don't overthink. This is something that I always say. When you overthink, you will overthink, and then you will go with the incorrect answer. UPSC usually expect you to identify only the surface level logic. Okay, so don't overthink for like 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes for a question. At least 30 seconds, 45 questions. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. This is the answer. Therefore, go with the answer. Don't overthink and change from A to B without any better logic or better facts. Okay? And what do you need to do post-exam? Very basic things. Never Google or discuss the answers. You can talk about something totally different with your friends or something. Revise the CSAT formulas, okay? Don't waste your time. You have close to 3 hours in between. Not 3 hours, exactly 2 hours you will get. What do? I have shared 3 CSAT documents, right? Which contains all the formulas and everything. So you can utilize the time in order to revise those CSAT formulas, okay? And always remember, don't have chapati, dal or something, okay? I mean, if you're comfortable with the same, go and you can have it. But usually, better to go for fruits, ice creams, chocolates or something, which will give you that energy boost, okay? Because abhi hai na, itna garmi bhi hai, Delhi is significantly facing heat waves and everything. So you will be, very stressed, very tired and everything. So you need an energy boost. So always go for fruits, juice, chocolates, ice creams, and make sure that you carry water bottles to the exam hall, okay? Because if the government school that you're going does not have a fan or something, then you will become very tired. You can carry your handkerchief as well. It depends upon the invigilators if they allow or something, but you can give it a try. Okay, always carry your handkerchief as well. Certain invigilators allow you to carry, certain invigilators does not allow you to do the same, but you don't need to argue too much regarding the same. If they don't allow, don't spoil your mood or something. Maybe argue them for maybe 10 to 15 seconds. After that, you leave it, okay? And what I'm saying is, in case you have stress after a GS paper, if you feel very sad or something, if you feel kuch bhi, just give me a call or call your UP mentor, okay? We are always there to help you. Okay, everyone? Any doubts? And what do you need to do for tomorrow? You can go for, if you're studying, okay, always go for those topics which you always make mistakes. So, for example, difference between Government of India Act 1919 and 1935, difference between Finance Bill and Money Bill, difference between minor minerals and major minerals and everything. I mean, there will be significant amount of areas which you always make the mistakes, right? And go for certain current affairs topic as well, which you feel that it might come. Let's say, for example, I will be giving you a list regarding the same. Finance Commission, revision of GDP, DGCA because of the airport accident, So we'll give you a list of 20 topics which you can revise tomorrow. Okay, don't worry. You must have already revised it, but we'll be just giving you the topics. It will be not any new topic. All the questions have already been asked in the dominant prelims paper. Okay. So any other doubts, anyone? If you feel free to ask any doubts regarding attempting the paper, anything. 95 plus, obviously. See, in my opinion, you are very, very, very well trained in elimination. Probably the best trained. I have seen lectures, I have talked to Itnasara people, like especially you guys. And I believe that, and I'm not boasting myself here, I believe that our elimination technique is the best in the market. It's the most scientifically best in the market. Okay. So I feel that you have been trained by the best. I feel that our elimination taught is the best. So therefore, if you're very confident about the same, always attempt more number of questions. Because who will attempt less? Only those people who will actually think with respect to mostly the factual knowledge. Or if the elimination techniques is not that good, they will only attempt the less. But if you feel that your elimination techniques are very good, always go for it. That's what I'm saying, Chirag. It will definitely work. I'm not saying about the patterns or something. Maybe UPSC can eliminate 5 by 3, 6 by 4 and everything. But you have this preconceived mind that what you're going to do. And that's also one more thing that I'm saying. Close to 90% of the people will be going with the pattern. They will be going with 6 by 4, 5 by 3 and everything because everyone knows this, right? So if you actually go with them, then what will happen? 90% of the people will be making the mistake. So therefore the cutoff will reduce. But if you don't go with them and then the pattern works, then it will significantly affect you. Okay, so always it's better to go with the patterns.